This is how to care for ball pythons. Honestly, I reckon these probably make the best style of snake because they have great personalities, they're easy to handle, and they're quite easy to take care of. This is our lavender albino ball python called Iridian. He is around, I think he's 1.5 years old. And yeah, this is his crib.
So this is our male ball python, his name's Iridian. He will grow to around 2 to 3 feet, but if you have a female, you should expect them to go 3 to 5 feet, sometimes 7 feet. They are carnivorous, so they eat mice and rats, and they do live up to 40 years, so be prepared to keep them for quite a bit.
Okay, so when you get these snakes, you're gonna have to get them a variety of hides. We have one humidity hide, and we just down a bit of spag moss in there, spray it and mist it every day. So it's going to make a humidity hotspot within the cage, and therefore the snake can shed there. We also have a dry hide, and that's got a heat mat. So therefore we have a thermal gradient halfway in the cage, so half it's cold, half it's hot, and that's just going to give health benefits to your snake. As far as lighting is concerned, we don't really actually, I mean, you don't need a UV bulb, but we do add just like a light so that the snake has a variety of, like, I don't know, daylight and nightlife, I guess, because these snakes are nocturnal, so they're going to be quite active in the night.
So as you can see in Iridian's cage, we have a bunch of twigs and branches. These are really useful because it allows a snake to climb around, and it does it in the wild, so make sure you spice it up every so often, change the positions, just because it increases the snake's enrichment in general. So in this cage, as you can see, we have half the substrate is soil, and that's with the humid hide, which is the pot. And then on the other side, we have aspen shavings, and that's for the dry hide. That's just to change this environment a bit, make sure it can, venture around. Right, so in terms of food, these snakes really like eating rats and mice. In my opinion, you should give them rats because they're better nutritionally, so make sure you feed them more of that. And when you defrost them, make sure you defrost them in boiling water, because they'll become warm, and that's how they sense their prey in the wild. Also, make sure you feed them once a week, and when they get older, they will eat less, so make sure you give them bigger rats or mice in general.
So a lot of people feed their snakes live food, and I would not recommend this. This can just result in injury or even death to the snake, because your snake is not going to have any wild instincts. I mean, it's obviously going to have some, but it's not a trained killer, so I wouldn't do it.
So these snakes aren't particularly messy creatures. You're going to have to clean the cage around once every month. I mean, take out all the substrate, spray that down with some hot water. If you're going really extra, you can use some reptile-friendly disinfectant, but I mean, you don't have to. I mean, I just use hot water because it's never failed me. Also, one thing you can't forget is that snakes just love to bathe. So if you're on a budget, I would say you go for a dog bowl because they do love this, or just go for like a plastic carton. They're just going to be chilling in there all day because the water bowl is going to provide humidity for the tank, just in case you forget to spray it. And you're going to have to change that every day because you don't want stagnant water in there. So every day you're going to have to spot clean your cage. And what I mean by that is you're going to have to take out all the dung and feces. The snake may also, if your snake does not eat shedding like mine, you're going to have to remove that as well because that could just add to the dirt and stuff. So as far as enrichment goes, your snake is going to get most of its activities done within the cage if you provide it with climbing platforms and places to hide. But we also do like to spice it up a bit because obviously it probably is quite just dull being in one cage the rest of your life. So we do play hide and seek with them, which I know some people do. It's when you leave the snake in an hour for a room and then come and get it in an hour and try to find it. Because my snake will find a new hiding place each time, so I guess he quite likes that game. And it's just for him to get a bit of enjoyment and to explore a bit outside his cage.
And that's about it, to be honest. These guys make great snakes, and I really hope you enjoy your new Royal Ball Python. Please subscribe and like the video, and just enjoy your snake.